All right, welcome to This Explainer, where we're going to tear down one of the biggest myths out there, the myth of the flashy millionaire, and get into the real habits, the often totally invisible habits that actually build.
We have to start with this quote from the classic book, The Millionaire Next Door. It just gets right to the heart of the matter, doesn't it? We're all conditioned to look for these big, flashy signs of wealth. But what if the real millionaires are hiding in plain sight?
You know the image I'm talking about, the one we see every single day in ads and on social media, the bigger apartments, the brand new luxury cars, the exotic holidays. It's this high consumption dream that tells us every single pay raise should come with a lifestyle upgrade.
But here's the problem. That whole dream confuses having a high income. And let me tell you, based on the research, they are two completely different things. A high income is just what you earn. It can be gone in a flash. Real wealth, a high net worth, that's what you manage to accumulate and, most importantly,
This confusion leads people, even really high earners, onto what the researchers call the earn and consume treadmill. It's this dangerous trap that keeps you living paycheck to paycheck, no matter how much money you make. More money comes in, and it just flows right back out to support lifestyle.
Okay, so if that's the myth, what does the data actually say about the typical millionaire? Well, you might want to buckle up, because it's probably not who you think it is.
the reality is, surprising about someone in their 50s, probably been married to the same person for a long time, and lives in a totally normal middle-class neighborhood. And get this, a key finding is that their spouse is often even more frugal than they are. They are living right next door.
And this is the absolute crux of it. Their goals are just different. They get way more genuine pleasure and satisfaction from owning things that go up in value, appreciable assets like investments or a business, than they do from showing off a lifestyle that just costs them money. The joy for them is in the building, not the spending.
And this chart just illustrates that mindset perfectly. Let's talk about cars, the ultimate status symbol, right? Well, the research shows that only about a quarter of millionaires actually own a brand new car. A full half of them buy used or lease. Now, this isn't about being cheap. It's about being smart. They understand a new car is a depreciating asset, and they make their decisions accordingly.
So this brings up a huge question. If the path live below your means and invest the rest, why do so many of us get stuck in that trap of spending more every single time we earn more? Well, as it turns out, it's a really powerful psychological thing.
Psychologists call it the baked-in human tendency to get used to good things really, really quickly. You know that incredible feeling you get from a big pay raise? Yeah, that fades. And once it does, our brain starts hunting for that next hit of happiness, which, you guessed it, often comes from spending that new money.
So how does this little psychological quirk, this constant chase for the next good feeling, actually translate to our bank accounts? Well, the impact is direct. And frankly, it can be incredibly damaging to our long-term financial health.
For what's called lifestyle inflation, which one source perfectly labels the quiet killer of wealth. It's sneaky. Your spending just sort of expands to fill your new, larger income. So instead of building wealth with that extra cash, you just end up with bigger bills and no more financial freedom than you had before.
But listen, here's the good news. Break this cycle. And it's not about depriving yourself of everything you enjoy. It's about consciously choosing to adopt a few simple but incredibly powerful habits that put you back in the driver's seat of your financial life.
So let's get practical. It boils down to number one, and this is non-negotiable. Pay yourself first. Automate it. The moment you get paid, a chunk of it goes straight to savings or investments before you can even touch it, out of sight, out of mind. 2. Practice what some call lifestyle lagging. When you get a raise, just pretend you only got half of it. Bank the other half. And 3rd, audit your lifestyle. Every 6 months or so, go through your statements and see where the money is actually going. You'll be shocked.
And you have to be especially careful about avoiding traps. Things like a bigger apartment, a fatter car payment, those premium subscriptions. These aren't one-time splurges. They are decisions that permanently jack up your monthly expenses, making it so much harder to save.
When you put all this together, it leads to a complete redefinition of what a status symbol even is. It's not about what you can show off to other people. It's about what you've quietly built for yourself. The research really puts it bluntly. Motivation to make more money is just so you can spend more money. You're probably never going to achieve real financial security. The math just doesn't work out.
I love this table because it shows such a fascinating contrast in what luxury can mean. On one side, you've got the Tesla Roadster, absolutely insane, cutting-edge performance for $250,000. On the other side, you've got the legacy brands, where you might pay over $3.5 million for brand status and history and get slower acceleration. It's a different game.
This isn't about which car is better. It's about what you value. The people who actually build wealth tend to prioritize performance and tangible value over just putting on a show. It's a conscious choice between visible status and building real, solid assets.
And that leaves us with the ultimate takeaway from all of this. The real flex, the most powerful status symbol you can have, isn't something you can wear or drive or post online. It's the quiet, internal feeling of freedom you get when you're no longer a slave to your lifestyle. That, right there, is true wealth.